So, instead of dealing with that enormously and immediately important matter that we were just discussing earlier, let's turn the hell around and do some side quests. Atlas can wait.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
If I recall, we had some bullshit to find and some bullshit to kill.
Yes, we're gonna go hunt down a Seath real quick.
Ah yes, because those guys are such interesting combat encounters.
I assure you. Oh, and apparently this guy managed to find his way over here, because he's the same guy who gave us this quest.
Okay.
Alright, sure, whatever. Way to go, dude.
Hey, she gets around.
She does. She's just kind of everywhere. Because she is the only shop in the game, so instead of having, like, a save point there, they just drop Chocolina in random places.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I would have just rather kept shopping at save points. Except we kind of don't really have save points anymore.
Nope, it's an autosave and then a save wherever the hell you want. Oh, hello there.
So, leveling up.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do a quick bit of Crystarium here. So, here's the big deal. When you complete one circuit of the Crystarium, you get a bonus. You can get a role level, you can unlock new jobs, you can get more ATB, or you can increase your accessory capacity. The exact things that it offers depends on, which circuit you're on, but for the most part, the priority is get all your jobs unlocked and then get the ATB boost.
Yeah, the accessories aren't really enough of a big deal to be worth chasing after early. The roles are, like I said, Sarah and Noel aren't particularly great at being saboteurs and synergists, but it's better than the nothing that you have right now, so yeah.
So it's a Ghast. As I recall, I'm pretty sure these were early game Seath in 13, so I guess that's sort of appropriate.
Well, it's the same enemy type, different numbers shuffled around. No one's paying any attention to the numbers, but everyone knows what this enemy type does. It's big and slow and has a passable amount of health. And at this rate might actually die before it gets fully staggered.
Well, he's got a few tricks up his sleeve. First and foremost is that he will throw Fira out at you.
Oh hey, that was fast. Oh shit, game over. Oh wait.
Yup. So here is the big thing. It is not game over when your leader dies, and in fact you can actively switch between Sarah and Noel at any time.
Praise the Lord.
That said, if both Sarah and Noel are dead at any time, that is game over.
Yeah, you can't have your monster do anything. The monsters cannot be manually controlled, ever. So even the ones that know raise. Actually, are there? I'm pretty sure there are monsters that know raise.
Yes, there are.
But yeah. And they can't use items, because they can't be manually controlled. Which, I guess that makes some semblance of sense. It does mean that, if you have a character who's doing a boring job, like being a sentinel, you can switch away from them to the character who's doing the interesting job that's actually a little bit more, lively to play as. That's not nothing.
Yeah, that's one of the nice things I do like about it.
Sometimes the endless torrent of fan feedback actually leads to a good idea. Who knew?
Hundreds of years before I was born. That's when Cocoon crashed into Pulse.
So we're just establishing, don't we already know this?
Yes, we are establishing... This conversation basically establishes that, hey, there is an event at some point where Cocoon is going to fall and, wipe out most of the Life Impulse. Apparently it doesn't happen for a while, though.
Oh yeah, alright, so now they're establishing that, hey, Cocoon's gonna fall again. And that's bad. Oh well. Let's just put it out of our minds for now. It won't be happening for a couple hundred years.
Alright, well that was...
Enlightening.
Yep, that was a fun little side quest, so... Now let's go ahead and deal with that machine real quick, after we go get some goodies.
You know, priorities.
Well, it's very important. See, now we can put a hat on our Kaishi.
Well, yeah, that's... Yes.
Are you suggesting that playing... I mean, we all know, playing dress-up is the most important part of the game.
Yeah, but the monster stuff in this game is, like, the dress-up aspect of it is really underwhelming, and now that we know that Lightning Returns has happened, it's just not really...
Must be it.
It just doesn't have the appeal that it used to. I mean, we've been shown the light.
Oh no! It's a paradox! What's going on?
I've tried to repress these parts of the game from my mind, but...
Alright, so we just got picked up by a disembodied hand and pulled into the fabric of time and space. That's great.
How will we possibly escape this predicament?
Well, do you like puzzles?
So remember when everyone complained that there weren't enough puzzles in Final Fantasy XIII? Well, Square has heard your feedback and has acted on it.
I think we're inside.
So, yeah. This is how you resolve paradoxes. Well, one of the ways anyway. There are a couple different versions of this sort of thing.
It's very BioWare, isn't it? You just go into this giant, like, crazy-seeming thing and solve a logic puzzle that's inside of it. And that somehow puts everything right. So this is a pretty bog-standard, you can only step on any given square once, find the path through and get all of these particular squares on the way.
Yeah, this is probably the easiest type in general, so it's not a bad introduction. The ones we'll be seeing later are... Ugh.
I have a bunch of very specific complaints about those that I'm sure we'll get to. But for the time being, that's not so bad. To be fair, it's actually only one type that's really, really bad. The rest of them are all just kind of there.
Yeah, the rest of them are just kind of busy work, but that one type... Jesus.
So I guess we're going to be sensible about fighting this giant robot.
Yep.
All we can do is pray.
So, this machine... Well, really, all it actually does is it drastically reduces his attack, and it drops his HP by about 90%.
That'll do. But hey, we could have just gone and fought him normally, and seen how well that would have ended for us. Which right now is not very, but remember when we said that you can go back and redo bits of plot?
Yeah, I will probably go back and record a quick bonus video of what would happen if you went to actually fight Atlas. It is winnable.
Oh yeah.
If you come in with high enough stats, it is winnable.
You know, and that's, you know, if we're still doing the credit when due game, then I guess that's gonna be your credit.
Yeah, if you are dumb enough to do things in a way that you really shouldn't, and you can pull it off, the game will let you.
Hey, it really is a modern Chrono Trigger. Because basically, wasn't that like the deal with most of their extra endings in Chrono Trigger, is that it was just, hey, this boss fight is supposed to be unwinnable, but maybe you can just brute force it. And if you do, then crazy shit happens that wasn't supposed to happen, and yeah, it just kind of goes from there, really. So, he looks pleased.
Yeah, we're just gonna run back, check up on a few things real quick, like, this. So one of the things we can do is, if we hit the right bumper, Mog will do a stupid little dance, and it will turn invisible things visible for us to get.
So, wait, did we just unlock that, or have we been able to do that for a while? I can't remember.
We just unlocked that.
Wait, from the paradox thing.
You're actually supposed to talk to a guard there, and he gives it to you.
Ah.
I don't know why he is the gate for that, but yeah.
Yeah, that makes negative sense.
Yeah, if you talk to him, he's like, there were supplies right here, and now they're gone, I don't know what happened. And then Mog is like, hey, I can make them reappear, and then he does his thing.
Oh, that's very JRPG. So the thing that we got...
The thing that we got, a wild artifact. We will talk about them much, much later.
Needless to say, it's... well... I managed to get myself in a weird situation with wild artifacts, where I kind of cut myself off from most of them until, like, forever into the game.
So I guess we should briefly talk about how the Crystarium works for Saboteurs and Synergists, because they work very similarly. The way it works is that they have a split system. So if you are going from, say, an even level to an odd level, Saboteur will give you magic.
As in when you get a big node.
Yes, but if you go from an odd level to an even level, Saboteur gives you strength. And Synergist is odd to even is HP, and even to odd is magic.
So that's how you min-max the shit out of the system. Again, not that there's any actual need to do that.
But it is there, it is a thing that you can do if you really want to.
If you think the game just isn't broken enough. So presumably that would have, like, killed us straight up if we had not activated the machine.
Pretty much, yeah. So as you can see, it dropped him down to 10% of his max HP. So this is actually a fight that you could win not early, but it is one of the earliest endings that you can get by doing stupid shit.
I like that he's so big that the game is having trouble, like, keeping up with the frame rate just for him being on camera. I guess it's got to keep up with all the particle effects that happen when he gets hit with stuff. So, like, please tell me he can be launched. Who am I kidding? Of course he can't be launched.
I don't even have launch yet.
But can he be launched?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. So, besides the whole thing where he's powerful and hits us with attacks, and we have to not die and kill him, is there any actual, like, interesting strategy going on here, or can he do anything cool?
No, absolutely not. The only really notable thing is that his big screech thing that hits all of us, that will inflict curse. That's really the only thing of note.
So I guess it's just a lot of empty spectacle then. Welcome to Final Fantasy XIII-2. How quickly would we have died? Like, would it actually have been that first attack?
It might not have been the first attack, it definitely would have been the second.
Okay. Okay, so I guess even if he's not launched, he does have a actual stagger animation process. You know, for a certain value of did.
It's not a fight until we have a bullshit QuickTime event. Well, it's not hard at all, but...
Not that kind of bullshit. Yeah, you gotta love how she says like, "Oh, we did it!" just as soon as he starts doing a massive attack. So,
How did we get here?
No! Look out!
are they doing that thing where they acknowledge that their sequence of events makes no sense, so they have the characters lampshade it and pretend that that makes the scenario writing actually good suddenly? Because I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's what they're going for here, I think. We did it, we broke the crystal.
Really, this whole thing just makes me want to go play Shadow of the Colossus again. That being a game that actually made this kind of thing into an actual game that made sense and was actually a good game. Oh well.
Right, well, that happened.
So, we murdered a big robot. What does this get us?
Well, now that we have destroyed the big robot, the paradox has been resolved. So it fixes itself.
But... wait.
Paradox effect!
But...
Paradox effect!
but the robot... he...
Paradox
Most
effect!
of the paradox effect.
This is just a theory.
I see.
But I think there might be someone out there derailing history and bending the timeline.
Oh.
That's why Atlas and these gates are appearing out of nowhere.
That's a perfectly rational leap. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That's exactly the explanation I would have gone to.
You know, this might all be a natural occurrence. Like, I don't know, a time quake or something.
Timequake.
Interesting idea. The gates would be like cracks
That-
in the continuum.
That really was a word that was just said.
Yes, Sarah
We took Atlas
threw out the
down.
possibility that it was in fact a timequake, and that's why lightning disappeared.
Yeah. Well, I got nothing. So what's this thing?
So this is the graveyard that Alyssa wanted us to find.
Epitaph.
Okay.
Here lie the innocent victims of chance, cast out and cast down. May their souls find the path that leads them.
You know, don't tell us.
Cast out.
Oh, right.
These must be victims.
Right, the Purge, do you remember that?
God, that was a while ago.
This is it! This is the place!
God, it was, you know, it would be nice to go back to the Purge. It was simple, it made sense.
It was like a plot that was kind of together.
But that's not my
And then the rest of 13 happened.
Then whose is it?
Oh, Lord.
Boo boo.
How it did happen.
She died here, running from the purge. And me?
So I'm guessing that they don't at all exposit anything about the Purge.
The entire town of Bodum. It was
Oh,
wiped out
oh, I
by
guess I spoke too soon on that front.
Sort of.
my friend. Then everything went to hell.
They give the barest
Then
explanation
we
of
were the
it.
fugitives.
So, like, no concession to the idea that some people might be playing this without having played 13.
Not really.
Oh, I guess that wouldn't be their style, would it?
Yeah, it gives you the bits and pieces that you need to put it together, but it never really comes out and says, you're like, yo, here is what the Purge was.
I'm in pain.
You know, in the same way that like LeBro's explanation for like with Cocoon, you're never gonna get that.
And I'm standing before this grave.
Well,
And the name written on the stone.
that's not creepy at all.
It's mine. After seeing that image so many times, I started to
So,
believe that
yeah, she's been saying this exact thing for like this entire cutscene.
Alyssa, you feel that way too?
Wait, hang on, what? You feel that way too? What the fuck are you talking about, Sarah?
You seem real to me.
Yeah, I think that might just be a straight up writing goof
Because
rather than, you know, just traditional bad writing. Also, there's something I just have to point out about Alyssa, and I guess some of the other people around here too. She is wearing a regular work shirt and a necktie. Why? Why is she wearing those things?
I believe that's meant to signify that they're from the Academy, but don't quote me on that. The Academy's uniform is kind of dumb.
Can we ever give back what we've taken?
I guess it's just square outfits. .txt, I guess.
Alright, and with that, the rain has stopped, and we are now free to explore and open up some of those gates.
And a bunch of random invisible shit appears.
Okay then. I think that wraps things up for Alyssa. Now for our little quest.
I don't know in what sense anything has been wrapped up for Alyssa.
Where should we look?
Well, now we've cleared up the paradox effect. It's possible those sneaky artifacts have come out of hiding. Let's try.
Yes, those sneaky artifacts.
That's right, they were just waiting, trying to pull a fast one on you.
And for some reason they were arbitrarily hidden while the paradox effect was active. I remember when I briefly thought that looking for artifacts might actually be something of an actual thought exercise.
Yeah, no.
I'll never learn.